couple minutes. Okay, let me check to see. It looks like Satoris is in Team 1 and Get Your Bug Fix. So we're probably waiting for Jarl to jump in there.
It looks like Satoris is in.
Mute my stream, please. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, Jarl is now in Team 1. And in the house Discord, I don't see anyone teamed up, but they're probably calling directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be commentating on the Bug House World Championship. I'm going to put a few links in the chat while we wait. My usual stream time tonight was rescheduled and condensed. So I'll be streaming tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm only on Chess TV for like a half hour, but you know, I'll probably go for 2 or 3 hours. So this is the only match scheduled for today. There's a ton of matches scheduled for tomorrow. I'm going to cover as many of them as I can.
Yeah, the weekends are a lot of matches.
Yeah, that's just when people happen to be free, I guess. So let's see what is scheduled in the future. 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, we have Simbat Adkin and Mike Chesser versus RTP Pontin and Jagulep, and that's the under 2000 section. So at 12 p.m. noon, we have J Kid Jr. and Gogo Burritos versus Draleth and Skaz. That should be a very interesting match. 2 p.m. we have 12 Teen and Chicken versus Charkvos and Daily. And at 4:30 we have Genna and Lone Wolf versus Quick Dash and Tigers. It seems like we're off to the races with the first game of the match here in the open section of the Bug House World Championship. And it is Crimson Vortex and Esken versus MysteryShuttler and Jarl. And this could potentially be a pretty close match. So it's the first team to get to 9 wins, but you have to win by 2. So 9 to 8 is not sufficient. It would have to be like 9 to 7. We see Esken's getting attacked pretty hard. A knight plus pawn would mate for Jarl. Jarl has knight takes h7, followed by knight at g6, and then pawn at f7. And Jarl is up 1 second.
Knight comes.
Yeah, the queen is looking at the knight on g5, and the knight could retreat to h3, but if it I guess then there's knight takes queen. Okay, Jarl gave him a chance to defend, actually. Now the knight on e5 defends. Oh, Jarl has knight takes knight, actually. What am I talking about? Okay. Now Jarl, he's gonna wait. He's up 3 seconds, and either a knight or a queen is forced. So with the knight, there would need to be a pawn as well. So again, knight takes h7, rook takes, knight check, pawn at f7. Oh, wow, Jarl did not wait. I don't think that was a good idea. He was up enough time that it was forced. Jarl seems really confident in the position, but I don't think he should be so confident. Crimson Vortex has a pretty good attack here with pawn check. MysteryShuttler is pretty dead. Oh, I don't know why Crimson isn't playing. I guess he's trying to avoid giving a piece. But I would have thought bishop f would be good. Okay, Crimson's now running for his life. So the first game goes to Jarl and MysteryShuttler. And by the way, this is Bug Health. I'll put the rules in the Twitch chat for those of you not aware. MysteryShuttler has a pretty good attack. A pawn would be good for him. Pawn at h7, we're going to see. And now Jarl is forced to queen trade, which is very good since MysteryShuttler is the one attacking. Esken's king is fairly safe, but so is Jarl's. So this is going to come down to the MysteryShuttler game, probably. MysteryShuttler has a better attack. Well, maybe not anymore. He did have a better attack. Okay, Crimson wants the bishop for defense purposes. Otherwise, okay, he has to lose that. Although this queen might fall. Oh, now Jarl's on the attack. Knight is very good for Jarl, as we have queen at, knight at g3, and knight takes. Be a smothered mate. Crimson is up time though, so he's going to deprive Jarl of the knight he needs for mate. Jarl still has a lot of good moves. He could sack his rook and then hope for the knight later, or play queen at h4 after sacking the rook. Okay, he's just going to put more pressure. This attacks and defends at the same time. Sacking the queen seems good here. Queen for bishop. And then the knight still mates with knight at h4. But again, Crimson is up time. So he could move his knight to f4 to continue the attack without getting the exact knight he wants. Okay, and he's moving the knight. So this wins the queen, but it would let Esken get some initiative. Hey, Peculiar Pangolin. What?
It's gonna be a blitz out, I guess.
Incredible Blunder. Yeah, this is probably going to be blitzed out. We're down to like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So this king is going for a run.
Oh no, Jarl has mate.
Yeah. So Jarl and MysteryShuttler have won the first 2 games. The score is 2-0. Peculiar Pangolin, your stream has been popping off. I saw that you got that nice donor early. Oh, you played Sharon Chess. Nice. Awesome. Good to see more people playing chess. Okay, Esken is on the attack, but he doesn't have pieces, so he's waiting for more. But now Crimson is feeding him. A knight would be good for Esken. But maybe bishop at b6 could have been an idea. Maybe rook at e3. Or he could just put like a pawn on e3. He could try to get more stuff on the board like pawn at e2. Crimson has a pretty good attack. Rook is crushing. Rook or queen is crushing for Crimson. And so Esken is going after that queen. Pawn at f2 would have forced the queen. But I guess Esken is going to try attacking rather than feeding his partner. I think he should have switched to feed mode. Crimson has a crushing attack over here. But now Crimson is the one feeding Esken. Oh, and now a queen is coming, but by this point, MysteryShuttler is safe. I don't think that Esken and Crimson coordinated that well. They were each feeding when they should have been attacking. A knight is quite good for Esken for f5. h6 is a good move because it brings the rook out to play. A rook mates for Esken. Rook still mates for Esken. Maybe bishop at e7, or bishop at d8 rather, is even better to try to go after this queen. time is fairly close. Mr. Shuttler is up about 2 seconds. Hey, Opera. Knight mates 2 with knight at g2. That's a good point. Rook takes, rook over. I'm not sure I like this move because it gets rid of the rook threat, but I guess maybe it works. So Jarl is up 6 seconds. That is an eternity in games of this caliber. So Crimson is probably going to have to lose this queen. The queen moves away somewhere, pawn in. And honestly, Jarl could just sit and let Mr. Shuttler win.
I think Jarl just wins here.
Oh, yeah, well now that Jarl's in the attack. I think you're right. Queen in, knight check. Pawns just win.
They didn't coordinate well there at all.
Yeah, there's definitely better coordination from Jarl and Mr. Shuttler.
That game should have gone to Scary Skin.
Yes, Scary Snakes. That was Scary Snakes, same as Crimson Vortex. That game was their best chance so far. Oh, if we could hear Pangolin. Yeah, if you play with sort of the computer analysis on, then it'll tell you when the game tide turns.
I gotta go now.
Okay, thanks for talking with me for a bit. That was Naveen. Have a good day, Naveen.
You too. Bye.
So I'm in the house party channel. If anyone wants to join me in commentating, jump in the Discord. Okay, Esken is up about 7 seconds, maybe 6 seconds now. Again, time is very important in Bughouse. Mr. Shuttler is on the attack. He may have to lose a queen, but seems kind of worth it. Yeah, now he's picking up the queen anyway. So I guess he's going to try to wait for a knight. But Esken is up time. So he's just going to take the queen. Pin in the knight. Crimson has gotten somewhat safer here with all these things on the board. So Mr. Shuttler is trying to liquidate some pieces, beat his partner. Thanks for the follow from YVCCA. Yes, so Peculiar Pangolin was just saying you guys were playing chess last night. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's a resignation because there was mate in 2 on the right board with a knight check, pawn takes, knight takes, knight and queen in. The score, so Crimson and Esken have gotten on the board. The score is now 3-1, favoring Jarl and Mystery Shuttler. Yeah, chess.com is definitely super fun. So Crimson seems to have a very safe king, and he is on the attack. Mr. Shuttler is slightly less safe king. Esken and Jarl both seem to have safe kings, but Jarl may need to lose some initiative, defending a little bit here. Esken picking up a few pawns. So these are weak dark squares for Mr. Shuttler. And Crimson is going to try to exploit that. Bishop would win a queen, but even without that, pawn check, and then a rook would mate. Okay, he's going to pick up the queen. He can move his existent knight. And this should be maiden, because he has knight takes pawn. Knight takes pawn, new knight in. Oh, okay, he's going that way. Interesting. I like pawn at h7 as a possibility, as Crimson's king is pretty safe. And if he can get this rook away, yeah, and he's found that move. If you get this rook away, if it moves this way, the knight mates. Otherwise, he just takes the rook. And another pawn can do the same thing. And there's a pawn. Partner sacked the queen for that pawn. That's how good he thought this attack was. Now we have knight check. Or maybe a bishop here first to prevent the king from moving. Not sure. So he could play knight takes bishop. Or push this pawn, maybe. That's a possibility. So Crimson is up about 6 seconds. So the idea of pushing the pawn is to get the rook involved. Oh, and they forced the rook on the other board there. The score is now 3-2. So we're getting closer here. Jarl and MysteryShuttler still up 3-2. Hey, Ahsoka. Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that. Yeah, I put a lot of time into making my layouts. And this is not a default board. I had to do some overrides to make that happen. Yeah, Ahsoka, I can't really fix that. So normally it shows the scores, but I've overridden that not to show the scores. And the reason is chess.com doesn't show the scores for the first game. It only shows it subsequent games. So I would have to have like 2 different layouts, one for the first game of a series and one for subsequent games. That's kind of annoying to do. So that's just not going to happen. PKR says Jarl is castling against his own advice. Ahsoka, if you want to jump in and commentate, I'm in the House Discord channel, or I could go to a private call if people want. But looking for co-commentators. So Esken is down about 6 seconds. Esken on the attack here. So a knight would be good for him with knight check, another knight check. A queen would mate. Rooks are good. But Jarl is trying to get an attack of his own. And MysteryShuttler on his move can get a rook for Jarl. In addition, I guess MysteryShuttler, a rook would be good for him. With rook at h8, king takes, bishop takes, knight check. So the threat here was knight at for Esken. Oh, forcing a queen. That queen is going to be good for MysteryShuttler, who is on the attack. Yeah, MysteryShuttler should have a pretty easy mate here. It at least picks up a queen. We are in a blitz off though. And Esken is not looking great himself.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey. So
you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We have Ahsoka in the call. And the score right now is 4-2, favoring Jarl and MysteryShuttler.
So I would say Shuttler and Jarl should be the favorites because MysteryShuttler's real strong.
I mean, they're all real strong, but yeah.
Crimson's got a good attack. So put something on f6 there. I'd have preferred the bishop, but...
Well, he's vacated the square, so you can put the bishop in now.
Esken's trying to start an attack, but he's sacking pieces. He doesn't have the material to support it right now.
Yeah, and the time differential is only 1 second, so he's not going to get the material. Oh, he got the material there. But Jarl is fairly safe with that bishop. That bishop does a great job of guarding things. The g2 bishop.
So, Jarl's got a good position.
Okay, Esken has forced the queen.
I would win the free rook, probably bishop at f6, just take it. Esken's actually in big trouble now.
Yeah. So
that's a really dangerous move.
He can't take the knight.
Is real strong.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's...
I
think a pawn mates for Esken, maybe?
Yeah, pawn at e2, king takes, knight at c1. Looks pretty deadly. And he has the pawn.
Oh, I thought Crimson was mated, but he messed up and gave away a free knight. Rook at a1. Rook at... Yeah, he has to go up. But going up is mate at 1 too, because of knight at a2.
Oh, did he have a knight in hand? I didn't see that.
Yes, he just got one.
Yeah, Opera points out knight at a2. YVCCA says, is trading for a piece ever a good move? So in chess, you have to keep the piece values in mind. And the piece values in chess, which is slightly different for Bughouse. In chess, it's queen is 9, rook is 5.
Esken has an amazing attack, and the queen is forced, but he's down 2 seconds. It would be mate.
Yeah. Knight and bishop are 3, and a pawn is 1. So if you can make a trade that is beneficial to you, like you get more points than you give, then you should probably trade. And you also need to look into developing your pieces in chess. So more active pieces in the center of the board are good. It provides you more opportunities for tactics and so forth.
So yeah, Knight Esken's just dominating right now. And Esken just got the queen. Jarl's gonna have a hard time surviving this. And then he's gonna have to.
I like bishop at e5 better because it threatened g7, and I think he would have had to defend that, and then bishop takes knight was on move there.
The queen is good for Crimson, but it doesn't mate.
Ooh, yeah, the queen is pretty crushing. Oh, Crimson just taking material rather than continue his attack. That's a little surprising.
No, it's fine. Esken's gonna mate. Crimson just play chess now.
Okay.
So it should be mate in a couple. Bishop back at f4 was mate, but this is fine too.
Yeah, I mean Esken is safe enough that even if he loses like one tempo, he's gonna be fine.
Oh, they even the score 4-4. That was nice mate by Esken there.
And again, this match goes to the first to 9 wins, but you have to win by 2.
Crimson's actually in a lot of trouble, but MysteryShuttler didn't get the pieces that he needed at the time. But
yeah, this is a very exposed king. That's a good defensive move, putting the bishop in. MysteryShuttler's picking up some material, trying to expose this king. That's mate. What? He had to take the knight to this smothered mate here.
Looks. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the first like real super blunder we've seen. They've played strong in general, but that was a bad miss.
I came to commentate and they got nervous.
Yeah, that must be it.
Esken isn't actually pretty. He's in a lot of trouble right now.
If pieces come for Jarl, for sure.
Lots of trades are coming. Lots of trades. Crimson cannot hold trades, and the time is even.
Yeah, I think this king is relatively safe. I think he can.
Yeah, he didn't.
Go back.
I don't think Jarl won about this attack right now. Esken's safe now. But Crimson's actually not really in a good position. It depends on if he can make his attack work, but I don't see it doing anything.
Yeah, I don't really see the kill shot. I figured pawn at f6 is coming. Oh.
I wanted pawn at f6, you're right. Bishop takes f7 was definitely a mistake.
So I guess he wants to set up the knight-knight mate with knight at g6. Oh, he fell for that.
Oh, he got it.
Okay. So maybe bishop takes was the right move after all.
It makes it 5-5.
Very close match.
Jarl and Esken were both mated by a queen for a little bit. Oh, Mystery needs a knight or he's lost. He's down time. He doesn't get a knight. It's over.
Defend
It's
h1.
over. Yeah, it's over, yeah.
I guess he's going to try to counterattack to get some tempo, I guess. But yeah, that's undefendable.
No, he just resigns. Yep.
No Chewy Candy S in the chess.com chat. Is the overtime format the same? And it is. They just keep playing until someone wins by 2. Rezek's just trying to partner me. Sorry, Rezek. We are watching this match right now. Joanna says she's Team Jarl. Yeah, Jarl has been Jarl. He streamed on 2 different occasions on 2 different accounts. I think he said he lost the password for the second account.
Yeah, Bishop got C5 is real strong for Jarl. A knight mates for him in 1, a queen mates for him in 1. He's down 2 seconds, but queen at I like maybe queen at h5.
You mean moving the queen to h5? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is good. It sets up knight mates. Picking up some material.
Yeah. Then queen check's good.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, he got the knight. But it doesn't mate.
Rook at to cut off the escape. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, well, I guess he's starting to rook in.
Yeah, do the rook at a8 knight mates. His partner can take a knight. Oh, he didn't go that way. Jarl had a mate. He's still winning though. Actually, MysteryShuttler's in trouble now. Oh, he might be mated.
Oh, you're thinking knight check, pawn check?
A rook or a knight mates for sure.
Yeah.
He's down time. Even pawn at d7 to start it. Bishop takes knight, knight, king, and then bishop takes c7 is strong. Knight, knight, king.
Is not what I thought.
Oh yeah, that's mates. Pawn at d7. Oh yeah.
Oh
nice
yeah,
mate.
that's very clever. I like it. Queen takes is the threat. Queen takes, queen down. Oh, you can go up. Interesting. It's still gonna mate.
Oh no, you should have played queen e5. I think I'd.
No, push the pawn. It's fine.
Oh, this works. All right.
JDB says very nice by Crimson. How many games have they played is the question. So the score right now is 7-5, favoring Esken and Crimson. Wow, that kind of turned around.
So Jarl had a mate, but he ended up going too fast and wait for the right thing.
Whoa. Okay.
It looks like they're one game for Esken and Crimson, and the match is over, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the score right now is 8-5, favoring Esken and Crimson. And Jarl and MysteryShuttler had an early lead here, so this is really a turnaround. I think Esken and Crimson were more warmed up. Like, they've been playing for like an hour before this game started. So Joanna was on Team Jarl. Understandable. As I was saying, Jarl has streamed before, and he's also very helpful with newer players. Trying to help them understand the game and get better. And by the way, Jarl has a great blog. I really should advertise that. I guess I'll do that when the match is over. Okay, trying to pick up the queen.
So he does actually get a second queen. He could sack his queen.
Bishop at h6. Well, at the very least, he has bishop takes bishop. Yeah.
Shuttler actually saved his queen, so it's not forced anymore. They're down 2 seconds.
Yeah, probably knight at h6.
Shuttler can win 2 queens, actually.
Oh, yeah, nice. Knight at e7. What?
It was check.
Oh, okay. My bad. Wow. So there's mate on the Esken board now.
It's not that easy. No, maybe just push pawn. Yeah.
Knight at g, yeah. And now it's mate in 1. Queen at g5. So Crimson has to win in 2 seconds. It's just not going to happen.
It was actually pretty close, but he's down time now. He had a good attack, but they weren't fast enough.
Okay, that is GG's. So this final score is 9-5. Favoring Esken and Crimson. That was a great match. So let me see if we could do some interviews. Let's see. I see the Jarl team in a call, so let me. I don't see the other team in a call, right? Okay, let me see.
Cool.
Hey
style.
guys.
I should have been playing like high house style. Where?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was streaming the match. Can we do like a post-game interview here?
Sure.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of it? You guys came out to an early lead. Had you guys been playing beforehand? Were you warmed up? Because I know they were playing like an hour before the match started.
I played a little bit, but I think Jarl just came back from work actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that gave them a little bit of an advantage, I guess. And had you guys, like in the last few weeks, had you guys been partnering a lot?
No.
Okay, so that was probably an advantage to them because they had been partnering a lot over the last few weeks. So I think they were probably in better practice. But that was a very close match. You guys had an early lead to start off with. Did you look at any of their games beforehand to try to prep in advance, or you just kind of winged it?
No prep really.
Okay.
Not for me.
See, it's funny that when we played 3-0, the result was basically the reverse of this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the 3-0 time control better, but I guess the 2-0 time control maybe favors them.
Oh yeah, no,
They're very fast.
I'm glad it was not worse than this, honestly.
A lot of people were saying in the chat that you were the favored team, but yeah, now that you mentioned the time control, that is like a big factor. I guess you guys had a few things going against you. I think you guys are the stronger team in general, but a lot of setup of the match just favored them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just didn't play very well, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think that I didn't play great either. I mean, they played real strong as well, and when they play really strong and we don't, it's really hard.
That is hard. So for the people out there, JarlCarlander has a blog where he goes through a lot of Bughouse openings, Bughouse concepts. You should definitely check that out. And Jarl, what's the deal with your stream? Have you been able to access your Twitch,
Nope.
or are you still locked
I'm
out?
locked out of my Twitch. Twitch sucks.
Yeah, so I hope you're able to get access to your Twitch again, because
I've given up on it because like I can't even get a human to talk to me. I just get all these like automated messages, and I'm just like, okay,
so
you're useless.
It's like a two-factor authentication problem or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you could just make a new Twitch, I guess, if you can't get into that one.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, that's sad for the community because your streams were great. I think a lot of people learned from watching that. But Jarl has a Discord, which let me see if I can find a link to this Discord that I can put in the Twitch chat here, because there's a lot of helpful people in Jarl's Discord who can walk people through getting better at Bughouse.
Yes, my Discord is a Bughouse Grandmaster making machine, so you
It
should
is.
join it.
For sure. Okay, I don't see an invite link, so I'm just gonna make a new one, I guess. And I'm gonna put it in the chat here.
Hey, congratulations, Scary Snakes.
Hey,
Well played.
yeah, geez, that was tough. Did you guys prep for me, Soteros? That's not the lines you had been playing like the last week when we played each other.
Wait.
So Crimson, had you been prepping? Were you like studying jar lines and then you played something completely different?
So I didn't prep that much because I know only 2 openings, but I did look over my recent games with Soteros just to see like the games when I lost and got bad positions, just like checking why and what mistakes I made in those lines. But a couple of the games I just got anti-premoed, and then a couple of the games he just played a different line and I made poor life decisions and I had a crappy position.
Poor life decisions. Yeah, so I guess you've missed some of the post-game interview, like before you hopped in the call. But I was asking Jarl and MysteryShuttler how they prepped, and they had not partnered each other nearly as much as you guys did. And and they figured that the 2-0 time control didn't favor them as much as 3-0 would have. But yeah. So how did you guys prep Crimson? I saw you guys were playing like an hour before this. Is that right? You were in the random pool.
So we started by losing several games to Soteros in the random pool to give him some false confidence.
Okay, that's
not
smart.
us just playing terribly. No, we mostly have just been like studying in general, by analyzing our games together, going over lines against opponents that we like did particularly poorly against. So we were just like look through the moves and just think through with each other like what the best option is to not continue getting destroyed. And then we've just been trying to play a lot. We didn't prep that much specifically for Jarl and Soteros just because I only know 2 openings, but we did look over our recent games against them so we could have ideas of what the other player would be looking for. Unfortunately, most of Esken's games against Jarl recently were when they both had like 500 partners, so there wasn't much that we could glean from that. Yeah, GG's guys. It was looking like really rough for us at the start. I think we were just getting outplayed, and fortunately, we came into form, I guess.
Yeah. So you guys were in a call together too, I assume. And what was the mood like when it was down? What, like 2-1, I guess, or 3-1, something like that? Were you guys getting discouraged, or were you just taking it one game at a time, or what?
Yeah. So we're fortunately like we're both pretty chill, so we weren't too worried. Yeah, we're just saying like yeah, we're just like reassuring each other and just being like, okay, yeah, no sweat, we got this. Yeah, and just trying to stay calm. We'd also talk about going into the match how this was like a very strong team, and so we wouldn't really be that upset if we lost to them. Like we had studied and we'd done all we could to prep, but like with the team this close, like any of us could win the match, like if we play it over 100 times. So we're just gonna do our best, and we're pretty much like fine with whatever the outcome was.
So since I have Jarl in the call here, and a lot of people who are really good at teaching Bughouse, do you guys have any recommendations for people trying to improve at Bughouse in general?
Read JarlCarlander's blog. I know he might be too modest to plug it, but the dude seriously has some amazing work, and I consider him one of the great theoreticians of like this Bughouse generation.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely read Jarl's blog. There's one post in particular I recommend you not read, and it's basically he talks about bad openings without mentioning whose openings they are, but every single opening is an opening only I play. And he talks about how to take apart those openings.
I didn't know it was possible to get subtweeted on chess.com, but I think it just got subtweeted is what happened.
Yeah, no, but I've modified. I've actually modified both of those openings that Jarl just like tore me apart. I guess it was like 3 openings he tore me apart on, but basically I play him differently depending on the rating of my opponents. So if my opponents are over 1900, I don't play one line a certain way, and I'm careful the other opening to tell my partner earlier that like a knight is bad, and to have some plans to roll out moves if I don't get what I want.
Alternatively, he said he didn't want to be disgraced by being in my presence any longer. He was very exhausted from carrying me and said that he couldn't do this anymore. But he had some business to go take care of. We might try to play a little bit in like an hour if I have time before work. But yeah, I know we had to go do something for a bit. Also, in addition to Jarl's blog, I also read Source's blog. Like anyone like under 1600, and they're also helpful to people like over 1600, like even like in the high 2000s. If you read through all of the Bughouse related articles in both those blogs and you seriously take time to think about them and take the lessons to heart, like you will improve several hundred points very quickly.
I think the best one is by Raise for Info. His one, it's a PDF and it's in the the Bughouse Club on
Yeah,
Chess.com.
yeah, I will link it for sure.
That's huge because he just talks about playing without the pieces that you want and like how to do it and give some really nice examples.
Yeah,
And,
a lot of great learning resources out there, and this is all a relatively new phenomenon because 3 years ago, like before Bughouse came to chess.com, like there were a few guides out there. Chicken had a guide, which is still decent, but there weren't all these blog posts. It was mostly like tactics puzzles, and people sort of had to find a mentor to take them under their wings.
Yeah, I think most of the good Bughouse players have had like someone at some point throughout their life who was like 22, 23, 2400, who was just like kind enough to give them time and help them improve. Ironically, like Esken was one of those players for me when I was like in 1800. Like I was always destroyed by him on chess.com, and one day I asked him to partner, expecting him to like completely turn me down, and then he was nice enough to partner me, and then yeah, like I improved a lot just from his help. Ironically, also my first round opponent, Munchin Meiji or Addy.
Yeah, that's the River
like,
Bear. Yeah.
Yeah, helped me out like
Yeah,
so many years ago
he
when I was only
helps he helps a
1600.
lot of people out for sure.
Yeah,
And yeah,
also,
don't be shy about offering partnerships. Like a lot of people are intimidated by like these super high rated people, but a lot of them are happy to partner you, especially if instead of sending like a random partnership on chess.com, if you come in at some of these Discord servers with a lot of Bughouse players in there and like talk with people in the community. A lot of people are willing to partner people of all levels.
yeah, I'm happy to play with it. Like the only thing I care about is that you're like not a jerk, and then I'm happy to play with anyone. Like I don't mind
does rule
losing tons
out
of
3/4 of the people, but still.
that is a good point. But yeah, hit me up anytime if I'm free. I'm happy to partner.
Yeah, and this is Crimson Vortex speaking, otherwise known as Scary Snakes. So he can partner you if you want. I'm always looking for partners for my stream. I don't even care if you're a jerk. I just want someone to be on a call with me. I like the ability to communicate. So the winner of this match, the Crimson Vortex Esken, they're going to go against the winner of J Kid Jr. 22 Gogo Burritos versus Draleth and Skaz.
Let's go, Draleth! I believe in you. Let's go, Draleth. Let's go, Scott. You are my hero.
So I take it Crimson considers Draleth and Skaz an easier team to beat.
Oh, no. I have so much respect for them. I really want the opportunity to play the best, and I know that Blitz Bullet is trash. So I don't really want to play against him. So yeah, plus you told me so many great stories about Scott. I really need to play him. Like I need to.
I do have a lot of Scott story. So let's see the upcoming schedule. So that match is going to be determined at noon tomorrow. As JK Jr. Gogo Burritos versus Draleth and Skaz. And we have a number of other matches tomorrow. At 2 p.m. we have 12 Teen and Chicken versus Charkvas and Daily. And at 4:30 p.m. we have Genna and Lone Wolf versus Quick Dash and Tigers. And the Genna Lone Wolf versus Quick Dash and Tigers, that's probably going to be one of the closest matches here that's upcoming. We have an under 2000 match at 7:30 a.m., which hopefully I'm going to cover. That one is less guaranteed. I don't know if I'll be awake at that point. But SM Bat, Aitken, Mike Chester versus RT Pontin and Jagulep. And we have some matches on Sunday. We have Clock King Twitcher, Return of the Lagger versus ZD Blue and Rezax.
Oh, that will be very interesting. What time is that match actually?
Great question. That match is at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
2 p.m. Eastern?
Eastern, yes.
Okay. I have a meeting from like 1 to 1:30, but if they're still playing, I will definitely like hop on.
You have a meeting on Sunday? You gotta stop being a workaholic.
So actually I don't work like 4 out of the 7 days of the week. I just like schedule all my stuff on 3 days, and that's why
okay.
I work all day on Sundays.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely will be having that on in the background and not paying attention to the things that I should be doing.
Sounds good. And so we So the other thing, this calendar actually includes Crazy House events too. It looks like the Elite Crazy House Arena is coming up on Lee Chess, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. If we can hold out shooting the just talking for another 15 minutes, maybe we can find someone to raid. I don't know if Clearcast will play in that, but it'd be cool to raid Clearcast or another Crazy House player. Or if any of you out there, if you're planning on playing in the Crazy House Arena, and if you stream, get online and I'll raid you. But if the conversation can't last another 15 minutes, then I guess we'll just have to end and raid someone else.
I can talk for 15 minutes about players who don't move their e-pawn.
Okay, love to hear it.
Charles, like, I prepared a monologue for exactly this instance.
I would love to.
I could talk for another 50 minutes about players who castle too soon.
Okay.
And then I could probably talk for like another.
So
hour
that came up in this match actually. I didn't even notice it, but your many fans out there, some of them were in the call with me. And you castled early in a game, and they were like, Jarl, didn't you read your own blog?
Oh,
I feel like this is our greatest point of disagreement.
when you are black, there are some like specific lines where you just have to castle. But like if you castle, it's like just don't assume that it makes you safer. Like just you have to realize what you're getting yourself into. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of people castle in the danger for sure. The castle is interesting because when people first start playing Bughouse, they start playing it like chess, and they just like in chess you want to develop pieces and then castle really early, and a lot of early players will do that, and then they'll just get attacked really hard. They're castled king, and they'll get mated every time, and then when they get to like the 1400 level, something like that. A lot of them have the idea of never castle. Castling is never safe. Castling might be a chess thing, but you can't castle in Bughouse. And then they'll just stop castling. And then eventually they realize that their opponents are castling and getting away with it. And you can defend the castled king. You just have to kind of move fast and coordinate with your partner, tell them to sit so that a million pieces don't come. And then people start castling again when you get up to like 16, 1700, 1800 level. And then when you get up to like the 2000, well, more than 2000, like 2200 and above level, there's a lot of people who will castle, but they will wait until later in the game to castle. And like the castling will happen at like move 30. You'll be like, oh, that king's in danger. And then all of a sudden it'll castle. And you'll be like, he can castle this late in the game? So it's kind of funny, the evolution of castling as levels change.
All right, can I give some wisdom to the people?
Sure.
Okay. As one of the most aggressive castlers in the 2400 range, I think castling is fine in a lot of situations. I think the problem with most lower rate players who castle isn't that they defend poorly, it's that they refuse to defend. So if you have a castled king, like you need to focus on attacking all of the pieces on your half of the board and making them not near your king. So you need to do this before you go to try checkmate your opponent, because they will probably kill you first. But your castle king is perfectly safe if you like get all of the pieces away from it. So defending is all about getting rid of your enemy's attacking pieces and also doing it very quickly so you can sit if need be, so they don't get a million pieces, as Chuck said.
Yeah, it makes sense. So there's a chess question in chat from Peculiar Pangolin. Says, is it common to transform the pawn into something other than a queen when it reaches the other side? So most of the time they transfer to a queen, promote to a queen. A lot of people have an auto queen set it on that will automatically make a queen just to be faster. There's actually a funny story about this, which is a player coming up in the Bughouse World Championship, J Kid Jr. They're all laughing because they know the story. He was playing in the Crazy House World Championship. Crazy House is basically a 2-player version of this, where when you capture a piece, it comes back to you as the same color, and you can drop it on the board later. He's playing the Crazy House World Championship, and he was playing in like a very late match where it was him versus the eventual winner, and he had an easy checkmate, but he had to promote to knight to do it. And he tried to promote to knight, but he had auto queen on, and it promoted to queen. And that lost check for him, and his opponent got a counterattack and just crushed him. And the game went from like winning easily to a sure defeat because he had auto queen on. So yeah, there are definitely situations where you don't want to promote to a queen. In Crazy House and Bug House, there is never a situation where you theoretically never a situation where you want to promote to a rook or a bishop. So in Bug House, you'd want to promote to a queen or a knight. In normal chess, there are situations where promoting to a queen can result in a stalemate. So you need to under promote to a bishop or a rook. But those are very, 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 very rare, like 0.1% of the time. So I would say like 95% of the time or more, you're promoting to a queen, and maybe 5% you're promoted to a knight, and there's very, very rare circumstances where you'll promote to a bishop or a rook, and it's just to avoid stalemate. On the other hand, that is theoretical, but there's another situation where in order to tilt your opponent, you under promote, and you say like, I don't need a queen to mate you. I'm going to promote to a bishop, or I'm going to promote to a rook. And you always want to do that to get a psychological edge on your opponent, where they're going to just get angry at you.
Sometimes your opponent is bad, but they don't know that they're bad. So you have to promote to a bishop to tell them, hey, you're bad. So this is like very important and like a very key idea in some positions.
So many years ago, before chess.com got Bug House, I played on the free internet chess server for years and years. And there was at least a 10-year period where I would say 99% of the games I played were simul games, where I would play both of the boards. And I would generally try to play players that I had a chance against. So anyone like under 1900, and I would have a pretty decent chance of winning Simulin. But occasionally I would also play high-rated players. So Chicken Cross Road was one of the best players out there. Silent Scope was another one of the best players. And they would play me when I was Simulin. And they would do it often. But their mission would be to get all of my pieces on both boards. And to place them all on the board just to humiliate me. So I've played many games with them where Silent Scope would promote all of his pawns to bishops and then get all of the pawns from the other board and promote all of them to bishops and try to just fill the board with bishops. So that is a strategy I've seen. And there was one particularly interesting game where they tried to do this, and then on Chicken Cross Road's board, he moved his king to the other side of the board, and then he set up all of his pieces and pawns as if it was a normal chess position, but it was sort of like a wild five where he was on the other side of the board. And there was like a 30-second period where I had made him one and didn't realize, because I had a knight in hand, and I could have dropped it, and the pawns couldn't capture it because the pawns moved the other way. So it was just a smothered mate. There was an easy smothered mate, and I didn't see it. And there were like 10 or 20 people watching the games that were like whispering like, why isn't he making chicken with a knife? And not only that, my opponents didn't see it. And eventually, like Silent Scope, apparently on his board, I guess they communicated. They were like, oh shit, he has made a one, and Silent like made him me quickly.
Well, I have a new goal in life, and it is to set up all of my pieces on the other side of the board.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. The reason that they played me at that and not other teams is because I never resign. So normally when all of the pieces trade and you try to put them all on the board, your opponent is just going to get discouraged and be like, okay, I'm lost, I'm going to resign. But if you know your opponent's never going to resign, you have better chances at making that happen.
Yeah, my main problem when I try to troll like 800s in the random pool is they either won't move, or they'll die too quickly. No, it's mostly just them like not moving, and then I don't have time to troll them.
Yeah, so Helm's Night, when she streamed, she would partner Chicken Cross the Road, and she would take challenges from the audience, which I would love to do, but I'm not like as good as Helm's Night. So like she could take challenges versus teams of 2000s. I could probably do challenges like that if I'm playing teams of like 1400s. But the biggest problem with her challenges was that her opponents would resign before she could do like the win condition. Like people would be like, okay, you need to mate your opponent with a knight on a6. And she would be like, okay, I can make that happen. But her opponents would resign long before that happened.
Maybe you can do this challenge, and you need to like ask people from the stream to play you.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. Though most of the people who watch my streams are like pretty good at Bughouse, so I don't know. So yeah, honestly, I don't know if Clearcast is gonna stream it. He streamed a lot of the Elite Crazy House arenas. I don't know if he'll stream this one. Oh, I've got a question in Skype. Do you know who, if anyone, is streaming commentating the Penguin Tandem Man Crazy House match tonight? Oh, that's another thing I should promote. At 6 p.m., there's a Crazy House World Championship match between Master Tan and Penguin GM on Lee Chess, and I'm not sure if Penguin will be streaming it or not, but a lot of times that is streamed by OKZH or John Lee Crazy House or Clearcast Chess. So those three all stream the Crazy House World Championship matches when they're available. So I assume one of those three will stream that match.
Oh, just quick correction, by the way. It's a Penguin against Master Tan, not Penguin against Tan the Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Master Tan. Tan the Man from Fix is the same as John Lee Crazy House, and Master Tan is just Master Tan.
Both of them are also like very strong Bughouse players. It's a shame we don't see them play.
Yeah, so John Lee Crazy House, he's very good at Bughouse and he loves Bughouse, but he has two very small children, one of which is like 1 year old and the other like 3 years old, I think. So he doesn't have like nearly any free time. At one point during his streams, he said that he got like 2 hours of sleep a night, every night. And he was looking forward to getting sleep again when his kids could sleep through a full night. So yeah, I think as his kids get older, he will get more back into the mix. He's been saying for over 2 years now that he wanted to join one of my streams and partner me, which I'd love to have happen at some point.
Oh, I would also love for that to happen.
Yeah, I partnered him, but didn't stream it because Helm's Night was streaming and looking for opposition, and John Lee said, "Who wants to partner me to play against Helm's Night?" So I participated in a match like that, and he's just such a good partner. And he's sort of like Chicken in that he always takes the blame even when you play terribly. So we would be like losing matches, and then he'd be like, "Oh, my fault, I'm stacking too much," or "My fault, I'm playing too slowly." It was never my fault for playing terrible moves.
Yeah, like if I'm ever in a series and Jan Lee is my partner and we lose games, 100% of the time it was my fault. Like,
yeah, no, it's always my fault in reality. So Joanna Tries, who is in the chat here, she streams a lot of Crazy House as well on Lichess, and she's more of a beginner player, but she is very entertaining and enthusiastic about Crazy House. So you guys should check out her stream. She competed in the under 2000 section with Pepe Lu, and they won their first match. They lost their second match, but good to see them playing Bughouse and Crazy House. Pepe Lu, another Crazy House streamer. So yeah,
if I remember correctly, Joanna was like beasting in their first match as well.
Oh,
like,
for sure, she was beasting.
Her opponent played some like H4 or something like this.
And and her opponents in the first match were chess heroes who are streamers themselves, and like I've been telling them for a while that H4 is not a good opening, and they just keep playing it. And Joanna showed them why it's not a good opening.
Yeah, Joanna very, very strong. I will not be playing H4 against her. I fear.
So I actually, like, back in the day, I enjoyed playing H4. It's a fun opening, but it takes coordination. Like, you need a partner who's gonna give you like a few early pawns and an early knight to make it work. And it just, I've gotten to a point in my Bughouse evolution where I don't wait for pieces anymore. So it's just because I don't count on my partners to give me the pieces I need in general. So because I don't wait for pieces, I try not to play openings that require me to wait for pieces.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
JDB asks, who is the best player that always blames his partner? That's a good question.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Who are even the like contenders for this?
I don't know. I might be up there because if you watch my streams, I'm very critical of my partner a lot of the time. I mean, for sure, it's weird. For me, the dynamic is it depends whether I'm high board or low board. Like, if I'm low board, then I'm like, what are you doing, partner? And if I'm high board, I'm like, what are you doing, partner? And if I'm low board, I'm like, I'm sorry, my bad. Please, sensei, let me play another. Do not dump me.
Like you'd think that experience would give you the ability to empathize with the low board.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, how dare you? You don't have the right to play bad moves in my presence. What were you thinking?
Yeah, so in the chat, I think everyone is nominating Ken for Fix, who for sure blames his partner a lot. So there used to be like this awesome animation from the Fix days, which was made by Mischief Wizard, and there was this site that had like these. I'm not sure how to describe it. It was like these animated bunnies, but you could put in text to speech where the bunnies would talk to each other, and he put in text to speech of someone like roasting their partner, and it was like a 2000. It was partnered to like a 1200, and he was like, "What are you doing? What the fuck is pawn at e4? Why didn't you play pawn at e3 or bishop at e4? You suck. You suck." Like I've memorized most of the monologue, but unfortunately that website went down and it was deleted before anyone had a chance to back it up. But it was like the greatest thing ever, because
oh yes,
like so the low partner responded eventually again in text to speech. It was like, I am sorry. I am a 1200 and I play like a 1200. and his low part is, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to pre-move every move and play as fast as and play as good as Chicken Cross Road? and the high partner is like, yes. Can you do that? Can you do that?
Yo, this reminds me of I played a series against all the boys in the band, and I got obliterated like 16-2, and I felt so bad for my partner because I was like, all right, we got two options. I can play really fast in the opening and die immediately, or I can play really slow and die slightly later, but also you'll have to play downtime. So those are our options. Like,
yeah, that is
not one of them.
That is how I describe every game when I play like High House. Like I'm lucky enough that high-rated players like they want to partner me, like Chicken Cross Road and 12-teen and so forth. They're like, oh yeah, let's partner Chuck. We'll play in like a high-rated match. But like I always feel like super outclassed, which I am, and somehow a lot of these matches I'm able to go even, but it's only because like Chicken is pre-moving every single move and winning like 20 pieces on his board, even while he's playing down pieces because I'm losing everything.
Oh, that's so relatable, dude. Like yesterday, Esken and I were playing a house match against J-Kid and Chicken, and like our win conditions were one, J-Kid slipping, or two, me surviving long enough for Esken to get a position where it was so easy that even a brain dead person could chess. So like.
Yeah, that happens so much. So I think the Elite Crazy House Arena in theory has started. I don't see Clearcast streaming, unfortunately. I would love to raid him.
Maybe you could raid Chess Heroes. It looks like
that's my. I guess that's the next possibility. Let me check real quick to see if anyone else is streaming variants, because they're not streaming variants right now. We're gonna check in the chess category. Chess Heroes, they often stream variants, just not right now. So they stream Frog of War, they stream Bug House, and they stream 4-player chess.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna go prep for work, but thanks for having me on the stream, Chuck, and thanks for covering all these matches. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a great day. Thanks so much for chatting with us, and congratulations.
Bye. Well played.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Take care, Jarl. GG's.
Yeah, so Jarl, if you have any other insights you want to share with us, we can do that. Otherwise, I'll probably raid someone. Oh, I guess maybe Jarl took off too. Am I the only one left here? Yeah, I am all alone. So I'm gonna disconnect from this Discord call. We're gonna find someone to raid. I do raid Chess Heroes a lot, so I think instead maybe I'm gonna raid the Planet Chess Club. Planet Chess Club. I played Bughouse with him quite a few times on my stream. He mostly streams chess. I met him at the World Open in Philadelphia, and between each of his games, he would come and play Bughouse with me. So he's a Bughouse fanatic, even though he doesn't play that often. Additionally, Planet Chess Club, he's a streamer, and I met him at TwitchCon, and we played a bunch of Bughouse there. And he's a great guy. He's also a musician, and he coaches chess, so you should check out his stream. I will be streaming tonight at 9:30. Maybe I'll start a little earlier than that. Usually I have Chess TV time at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays, but recently a lot of weeks they've been preempting my time and taking it away, and they rescheduled me for 9:30 p.m. without even telling me. So I have a half-hour stream at 9:30 p.m. and I'll probably stream longer than that. We'll just get a partner. We'll play some fun games. And tomorrow, there are going to be a lot of Bughouse World Championship streams where I'm streaming various games. So thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll do one last Clearcast chess check to make sure he's not streaming, because I'd love to raid him, but I guess he's not on. We're going to raid Planet Chess Club. Have a great night, everyone.